Greetings, travelers. Sorry I didn't see you there. Welcome back to the Mid-Nite Drive-Thru. This is Mid-Nite, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where I have done exactly as I said I was going to do, which is, as you can see in the top right corner, I have not completed Phase 3. Although all the stuff that I built to assemble that last component, as you can see, has been disassembled. But the output was all stored in here, waiting for you. Yes, I have been waiting patiently for you. So, about time you got here. So, we're just going to run on over to the space elevator and get this underway. Because I think there are things that I need, and I can't do it until I go past this point. So let's go ahead and throw these in there and seal it up. Cruncho! And off she goes. And of course, in the upper right, you now see Phase 4, a whole bunch of new freaky weird stuff, which I think will probably take a lot longer to build. Not just because the quantities are so much larger, but because it's the other side of a bunch of tech that I haven't got yet. So, let's have a look-see as to what that might entail. Well, we've got tiers 7 and 8 unlocked now, so we've got bauxite refinement, so that gives us aluminum. Aluminum casings. And alclad aluminum sheets, that's the key to your Logistics Mark V components. A blender. Yes, that's solid and liquid combining to a greater extent than is possible with a basic refiner. Bauxite is the ore used to create aluminum scrap, which you then can create ingots. Scanner upgrade for the quartz itself. Mark V's, which can move 780 resources per minute instead of the 480, which is my top speed now. A hazmat suit, which, yes, that is going to be one of the first things that I want to construct as soon as I've got some aluminum. Just the casings, which should be fairly easy. And that'll give me a few more inventory slots. Yeah, that's the only one so far. Sulfuric acid, batteries, supercomputers, drones, drone ports. I haven't used drones before. I don't know if I will this time. And then, of course, there's the hover pack and a few more inventory slots. The hover pack's interesting. I don't use the essentially the cheat code, which gives you the ability to just endlessly hover. It's kind of like a creative mode, which is available. I don't use it in this playthrough. Because it does feel like a cheat. Anything I do, I build whatever scaffolding is necessary in order to achieve it. And then tier 8 is nuclear, or if we're going to say it correctly, nuclear. Advanced aluminum, resource wells. I've already got some nitrogen gas wells spotted on the map, and the advanced components that makes possible. Turbo motors, miners Mark III, which it's kind of iffy, because if you've got a pure source, Miner Mark III can produce resources faster than the fastest conveyors can carry them away. and there is currently no solution in-game. They're aware of this, and it's apparently something that's going to be dealt with in version 1.0, which is the next update. We've just heard from Coffee Stain Studios. Coffee Stain whatever. I think it's Studios. I could be wrong. But, so yeah, that we have seen the last early access release. We're going to 1.0 very soon. Sometime this year is what they're saying. They're not being more precise than that yet. And then particle enrichment, which is the method by which you can do something with that nuclear waste through a particle accelerator. Lots of interesting things to do. But our first and foremost is going to be back in Tier 7. I want a hazmat suit. The only one that I can actually do first with my current tech without just buying pieces from the store is the bauxite refinement, because aluminum is needed for the other pieces. So we'll get to work on that. But let's just hop outside and take a quick look where we're at. Yeah. Since last time I have been busy. Why does it always turn to night when I decide to go on my tours? Don't know. I should probably clean up. Oh yes, that's what I was going to do. Sorry. So indecisive. I was going to throw these alien DNA chunks into the awesome sink so we can get some tickets out of that, because I spent a significant percentage of, let's see, just thinking out loud here, need to get 50 of those put together. But yes, I went in here and all those tickets that I had built up from the other stuff I had done. We've got the additional coated concrete I have now, and asphalt, as well as glass roofs, tar roofs. I haven't done any of the stencil patterns. Architecture, pretty much everything but the structural frame set. Got all the things under walls. Foundations I still haven't. This is just unnecessary because I already have inverted ramps, so it's just saving you a step. When I have a glut of tickets and nothing to spend them on other than silly things like statues, then I might consider that. And I did get the first 2 wall outlets, because I think that's going to start being necessary. I don't know if I had done this before, but I got the billboard set. That was definitely new, because we're going to have the necessary components to build those sorts of things, and well, it will be convenient to do so. So I need to do some inventory management here. I've got some purple power slugs which I can convert. Don't really well, as you can see, I've got 100 power shards on me at the moment, so it's just going to take up another inventory slot one way or the other. But I suppose I should probably do that. Let's get those hammered out. And let's see. Did kind of go through a few of these. Top those up. Or the rest of those hide. Okay. A few things I need. Stack the rest of those over here. Kind of running out of space for some things. Just going to put the balance of these in the overflow pile. So I've got a total of 128 shards. Where did you get all those shards from? Well, that's an excellent question. We will address that momentarily. But I do notice that I did. Shot over my wall. Gonna go and pick up some biofuel for my jetpack since I'm down to 35. Also, noticing the critters moving around, I've learned by looking it up, been watching a few videos, and looked and read a few things on the Satisfactory wiki. Apparently, if you put down 5 buildings, one of which has power, and that's within, I don't know, it's a fairly large number, but within a certain radius of spawn points of aliens, then they will not respawn. So, if you want to keep an area clear, you just have to throw down a few blocks, run power to it. Done. Okay. Let's top off our fuel. Perfect. As you can see, I did clear this whole hill of vegetation and mined these other 2 coal sources. We're kind of not doing this the right way, but it is what it is. So I ran that whole thing over here. I wish there was a way to use these to actually climb, but it doesn't work that way. And I haven't gotten around to... I should probably come over to the side. Do I have enough? Oh, just barely. Yeah, okay. So, I did route all this coal over to my pure deposits where I've got the iron and copper, so we can mix some of that excess iron together with this coal and give ourselves a nice secondary place for generating steel. So that's going on here on the outside of what was here before. Now, of course, this platform has changed. Platform itself is a little bigger now. Here's the same concrete we had before, but now things are a little different. We've got... This was my first attempt in this build at verticality. This is an iron rods only construction, so that's what that's producing. This is producing iron plates. I streamlined it a little better because this building is kind of all over the place. This is more single blueprint, just stack it up to the sky. But I do like the rounded ends. So that was kind of an afterthought. And also I was still using external storage when I built the iron plates array. So that's what is in all of these. Plenty of iron plates to go around. So then my next attempt were these, which are hop over the side here. These are copper sheets. Yeah, I think you can see one in there. I've got this set to the outside here, and I kind of move things around so that this hyper tube can be accessed by leaping from the roof. I have not yet had a chance to move these two that are full, but there's... We step inside for a moment. The new vertical design has the storage inside, and that goes all the way up. So, unfortunately, they're not aligned perfectly, so I've got a little bit of ladder. Only each section is 3 floors high. That's placed down by the blueprint. So the top and bottom of each one have a container. Then I've got them connected with ladders, but they're not aligned perfectly. So, lovely view from up here. And then the second structure of the same type is just copper wire. So we'll be taking some of that and converting it into cable, and then adding some components here off around the back of the iron rods, which is the orange building again. You can see the front end of what I've started with the combining with the coal to make the steel. That's as far as I've gotten as far as that. And of course, in the foreground here, we have the reason why I have those purple power slugs. I did away with all of the circuit board creation assembly units that were here, because I'm going to be redoing things. I like the vertical concept. I like sticking one thing in a building and just going up as high as you want to get whatever you want. I may end up redoing everything at some point, but at present, the other thing we have is this array of madness here, which is something I got from watching Josh's Let's Game It Out plays in Satisfactory, where he built a railgun for humans. And I took the endpoint, fastened it to the side of the building, and as you can see, it launched me all the way to the end of the map. I actually overshot the end of the map the first time, and actually had to do it again and hit the brakes quite a bit in order to stop in time to not fall to my doom. From there, I constructed a car as soon as I was able to, because I didn't really plan it that well. I just kind of did it. And so I had to gather a few bits of quartz from the surroundings before I could build myself an explorer car, which I now have. But in addition to all of that, I have also started to head up the coast. And as you can see, there aren't any hatchers here anymore because I've got 4 chunks of foundation and a power pole. And that's all it takes. They do not come back after that. And so I started to get things ready for the next phase. I did come up here and locate that pure Caterium deposit. That's what this is. Had a little fun with this, building this overhanging arch. Kind of like that. There is no tilted 8-meter wall made of glass, which is unfortunate because I'd like to make this in kind of a bunker, sort of looking out over the refineries, and it's excuse me, that sort of thing. But we've got a very nifty entrance there with the double automated gates. One thing I did learn, also you'll notice I'm starting to take advantage of the concrete foundations. When I was setting up this array, I put all this in, and then I said, oh, I'll change this all to concrete. And at the time I did it, my inventory was full. And when you change from a standard steel type foundation, which requires 5 concrete, 2 iron plate, and you want to switch it to the concrete only, which is 7 concrete, it still takes 7 units, but it's now, so converting one to the other using the customization requires 2 units of concrete. What you don't see is that it does liberate 2 units of iron plates, and if your inventory is full, what you end up with is little chests buried under every component that you moved, because all through here there were chests for every single one of these foundations that got converted, and that was a nuisance. So if you're going to be changing foundation pieces, or anything really, if they liberate materials, be sure you have inventory space, or you're going to have annoying chest icons on your map, on your compass map, until you resolve that issue. So that was annoying. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. And I just want to stop in quick. And another one of my little foundation pads. To keep the beach clear of respawns. I may experiment further because these are fairly large and not particularly pretty, and at some point I'm going to get rid of all of this spaghetti tubing and conveyor and replace it with something more aesthetically pleasing, because I'm going to want to run a rail line all along this beach and all the way up, essentially from, I don't know exactly, probably from Caterium Eyrie all the way up the beach, and we'll just see how far it goes. We may end up taking it all around the periphery of the usable landmass. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's kind of the direction I'm leaning in. Now, as you can see on the map here, we've got a bauxite source and a quartz source. And there's also a SAM ore here, but it doesn't seem to continue to let me use it. And so I'll just grab these while I'm in the neighborhood. Yes, see, having that foundation, there were 4 hatchers. One behind here, one there. So this was a pain. So having that resolved is nice. But the quartz, I haven't cleared this area out yet, so we still have nasties waiting for me. I don't know if I can get to the quartz this way. I'm thinking maybe I can't. Okay. didn't really come prepared for a long slog through hostile territory. Die, potato! Yeah, I'm almost out of ammunition. Which is less than ideal. And I don't have a whole lot of inventory space to be plucking up all these goodies, but if they're gonna throw themselves at me, I have little choice. Extra shots wasted there. Oh, hi! You suck. Spiders. Yes, spiders. You have to kind of spend a few extra shots on these hatchers, because if you pull up short and stop before the initial salvo kills the hatcher, then the hatchlings come forth and they prevent subsequent shots from killing the hatcher. Very irritating. So, at some point, oh, okay, well, they said that it would be possible to take a Update 8 save and use it once they go to 1.0. So it is forward compatible, just not reverse. So we will be able to use this save file and continue from there. I did sign up for the closed beta. If I am selected, I won't be able to share it with you until it's over, because there is an NDA associated with it. But I would create a new playthrough save file in order to see everything the way that it's supposed to be in release. So, yeah, go that way. Oh man. I think I just made a loop. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to go that way to get to the quartz. So instead, oh, it's a good thing I topped up the biofuel for the jetpack. I'm going through it pretty quickly here. Huh. I'm pretty sure. Doggo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something up above, and I was like, wow, there's not a whole lot of debris for this particular fallen doohickey. I guess the rest of it must have ended up down here. Yes, because the rest of it is up top side of that cliff. So if we want to continue, here is another one of my platforms, because this whole alley was full of hatchers. Well, I was going to say I could ride the cable up, but the cable goes through the rock. Not an ideal scenario. In fact, I think... Hi, guys. Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. See, same situation. There's a bunch of them here. And I don't have any berries, and my inventory's full. But yes, this is where the... This is where the top part of that crash was. And here's evidence that I was here picking stuff up because I dropped 21 Caterium ingots in order to make room for some other bits. And now I'm full again because I haven't actually done a proper cleanup of inventory. So I'll be back for you guys later because I want to have a whole following of doggos at some point. Oh, that's deep enough to actually swim in. Well, what do you know? Huh. Okay. Oh, very lovely. Let's see. It's actually silly. I should not be doing this right now. I should be doing this after I've had a chance to clear out my inventory and bring enough stuff back to make the conveyors and whatnot to make this a permanent installation. But sometimes you just gotta do what is the moment. And I don't mind flying around anyways. So I set up a camp up top this hill. Because there's this lovely pure bauxite deposit here, which is busily filling this container. Ah, radiation. All the more reason why I need to do that sooner rather than later, because the more you stray from the starter area, the more chunks of uranium are just sitting around. Well, I do have a craft bench over here, so I can at least free up one thing or two in my inventory. Let's break down these. I gotta drop something first, so let's do that. Now that I have a space. It really does end up making quite a few just walking around. lot of alien DNA. And since those in the awesome sink don't become expensive at quite the same exponential rate, you get a few more tickets out of them. And I need more shards, like I need a hole in the head at a moment, but whatever. Yeah, nothing else I can break down. I'm not loaded for efficiency at the moment. I've just got a little bit of everything. That's no good. I need to bring stuff back to do conveyors, get this stuff brought down. And now that I've got the milestones available, I can work on setting up refinement for this bauxite to get my aluminum. But also in this direction, I have see, I'm still getting irradiated just sitting on the ground here. Yeah, all these chunks on the ground, that's all uranium. And just flying overhead damages me. I'd like to get that set up as soon as I can. And same deal here. I've got cables that will take me down. But the first set was run and also, by the way, sitting up here I can see leech there, purple one there. Once you have a good vantage point, you can pick them out quite easily. There's one there. So I'll be collecting quite a few of those as we move along. So the first power pole was run straight to the hill across because I was heading for the quartz deposit, which, as it turns out, is way down. And this actually goes back to when I was coming through here, just picking up the occasional damaged pod. Also, something else I learned. Did you know you can bounce off of Dino? Sure can. Now this doesn't look like the cave that I was in. Not exactly. I think maybe it's connected? Question mark? There's quartz quandaries that way. So this is apparently not the same cave system. Yeah, spoiler, quartz quandary is in a cave. Guess I have to thread the needle here. I just wanted to bounce off of Dino, that was all. Yes, indeed. have been out of inventory space the last time I was over here. You're not a doggo. Go away. Yes, this is the right direction. So I set this up on the way out just because there was a... Is he still following? Go on, go home. Nobody wants you. I don't have a lot of bullets, but I will use them. So, yeah. After coming down here for these two, yes, count them, two beautiful pure quartz deposits. So I got this whole process going. I said, well, on the way out, I happened to notice. So that's producing all the silica I can use. And over here, we've got the processed quartz crystal. But I'm going to want to do... I don't know. This kind of feels like a good place to run a train into. You know, have an elevated kind of loop that goes around this central pillar, maybe. Come in one side. You know, have a stop along here. Pick up materials, then loop around the outside and head on up. Not sure exactly, but if I'm going to do all that, I'm probably going to want a nice local source of concrete because I go through it quite a bit. And then we do have, for here, if I can get close enough to look at it without triggering the hatchers, we have water here as well. What can I do with that? That uses the new tier stuff that we unlocked, injecting it into the ground and harvesting it that way. I've got limestone, and I've got crystal quartz down here, and water. So if there's anything that I can do using those combined, this is a good place for it. And then we're heading back towards the hub. Oh, quite a few of you fellas there. So yeah, that's basically what I have been working on in the interim. And that brings us back down to the waterfront here. Where we can pop in the vent and head back up. So, I basically just wanted to have a quick update with you, because I promised you I wasn't going to move on to the next phase without you being here, so never let it be said that I didn't at least try to keep my word. I have been a little under the weather lately, so now seemed like a good time. So in general, my plans are to quickly bang out the pieces needed to unlock some of these milestones, so we open up the aluminum construction capability, top off our conveyors, get our hazmat suit, and I'll do the hover pack just because 3 inventory slots is still 3 inventory slots. But yeah, I basically want to unlock all of this as quickly as possible, because the blender is definitely necessary for starting nuclear power. I already obviously know where there's plenty of uranium, so I don't need the scanner, but I do need the recipes to be able to make components and the plant itself. So, next time, I will probably have made some progress in that direction, and I'm going to start looking towards where I want to set the site of my final mega factory, where I'm going to build everything, basically build everything again, but in the permanent and more aesthetically pleasing state that will be the permanent fixtures on this world. Pretty much, I might keep the copper towers because I like those, but I might just rebuild them so that they are more part of an organized theme as far as their orientation and whatnot. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking about, and so I'll be busy doing that, and who knows how long it'll be until next time. But I just wanted you to know I was thinking of you, and hope you're doing well. Hope stopping by was a pleasant experience for you, and until next time, this has been Mid-Nite at the Drive-Thru saying thank you and drive through. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.